the Independent Electoral Commission is set to announce the status of political party and independent candidate lists for the upcoming general elections on May 29th. Objections to the list closed yesterday, and after reviewing them, the Commission will make a decision on which candidates are eligible to participate. Now, this announcement will include information on whether or not former President Jacob Zuma's supported party, uMkhonto, weSizwe, is eligible to participate. Let's get analysis now ahead of that briefing. We're now joined by Dr. Michael Louis. He's the chairperson of the Independent Candidate Association of South Africa. Thank you so much, Dr. Louis, for your time this afternoon. You know, the cutoff, of course, as we said in that intro, for objections was yesterday. Just your expectations on the IEC's announcements later today. They are expected to brief the media at around 4 o'clock. You know, just on the status of political party and independent candidates list for, of course, the upcoming elections.
Well, you know, it's a very interesting elections because obviously this election, we've got 3 ballot papers where in the past we only had 2. And then more importantly, this time round, we're going to have over 14,600 candidates standing, of which independent candidates are part of that, because you're now going to have regional elections as well added to the mix. So it's going to be an interesting announcement. I personally don't think that there's going to be too many objections that are going to be there. The IEC will inform us which objections were successful. And we're all looking forward regarding that. Regarding the independent candidates, as we know that there's in total round about 11 independent candidates that are standing on both the national to national and regional to national seats. But unfortunately, they couldn't qualify for the national to national seats, which is the compensatory seat, which was something that we took to the courts and we lost our court case. So in principle, we're not expecting too many independent candidates standing. In total, in both those lists, round about 12.
You mentioned a number of key things that I want to discuss now, particularly also, you know, the court processes that we have been seeing. You said that this is going to be an interesting election. I'd also like to say this has been an interesting journey leading up to the election. Let's then look at, you know, the Electoral Amendment Act and just some of the key lessons learned so far in terms of the independent candidates' journey, including yourselves, of course, ahead of these elections that have been touted, you know, to be a watershed, you know, including, of course, as you've mentioned, the legal battles that you've had to encounter, and of course, just the barriers of entry, particularly to independent candidates.
Yes, well, I mean, the big thing is you're so right. It's been a 6-year journey, but always remember it's been a constitutional journey, because it's no use we saying we're a constitutional state, but we aren't constitutional. So there was a human right that every single individual has got the right to stand. And we're very pleased that our constitutional application in 2022 was successful, that individuals could stand. However, it was then up to Parliament to draft an electoral act. And from de novo, we always said to Parliament that we do not appreciate and support the bill that the minister has lodged, because we always said that there must be a constituency-based system, because you cannot put an independent candidate up against a political party. And that's why we always recommended constituency-based system. And that was also supported by the majority report of the Constitutional Committee chaired by Mr. Wali Musa. So we're very disappointed and warned the minister that he didn't choose the appropriate system, which was dividing this election into 9 regions instead of constituencies, and then putting up a panel, an electoral panel, to redraft the electoral bill. So what I'm wanting to say is this will be the last time that we will be going into an election with the 3 ballot papers, because I really believe that the electoral panel will seriously consider a constituency-based system that we can directly nominate our leaders.
Let's prod a little bit about the constituency-based system that you talk about, Dr. Louis. I mean, when you track the lay of the land in terms of, other countries, particularly here in the continent, in as far as how they've been able to go around, just some of the requirements, particularly from the independent candidates' perspective, and how have they been faring in their respective countries?
No, they've really been faring very well. But I mean, South Africa is a very diverse, complicated mixture of democracy. And so as a result, we're a maturing democracy where we need to look at a system that will best embed our democracy. And we truly believe, because a constituency-based system doesn't only come from now, it's been supported by the Van Zyl-Slabbert report in 2004. It's been supported by a number of commissions applied by Parliament. Even Zondo said that we need a more accountable system. So in other countries, a more direct election where parliamentarians are accountable to their respective constituencies is such a fundamental element that I think we need to see it. And it's working in other places in the world. We mustn't reinvent the wheel.